Hello, friends. We are back again, and this video is going to be about uh, uh, coffee versus green tea and versus black tea. All right, so we're going to see the health benefits. So, let's start out by saying that as soon as you add uh, milk in any of these, uh, black coffee, green tea, or black tea, you you don't lose the antioxidant capacity, but you lose, your body absorbs less of the antioxidant. Now, speaking of antioxidant, I think there is some antioxidant in my teeth and it's gross, so I'm gonna take it out. Not good. This was something from I ate black beans. So all right, now the black beans have antioxidant. Anything with a dark color has an antioxidant, so that wasn't bad. All right. So now, after I grossed you off enough, grossed you out enough, now moving on. So anytime you add milk in coffee, green tea, or black tea, you your body does not absorb the maximum amount of antioxidant from all any of these. So the good, I'm not saying don't do that. Some people do that for the sake of taste. That's understandable. But then you have less benefit. Okay, so that's number one. Now, number two, when I am speaking of black tea, I am talking about Assam tea. That's a special black tea that comes from the state of Assam from India. It's extremely strong antioxidant with one of the highest amount of caffeine in it antioxidant. All right, now in case of coffee, coffee has one obvious benefit that surpasses green tea and black tea both, and that is its effects, detoxifying effects on liver. They are unmatched. I mean, very few herbs. I mean, there are some good herbs obviously for liver, but as a food, very few things come close to the detoxifying effect of coffee for your liver. Number one. Number two, coffee is medium. It's light, medium, and dark. So we are talking about the roasting. So the darkest the coffee is roasted, so more black it is in the roasting process, the higher the antioxidant. So if it's medium, it would have less. If the dark, when the roasting is the darkest, it does have a little bit uh, burnt taste to it, a little bit, uh, but making a coffee and picking the brand and the type of coffee bean is a science and art in its own. So that's a whole different topic we're gonna leave. But the roasting, as long as the darkest the coffee, the again we are talking about the roasting process. Darkest the coffee, the more antioxidants you would have. All right. Now we go next to green tea. Now the green tea has, I would personally say, has more fat burning capacity compared to either the black tea or the coffee because it has the highest amount of ECCG. That's, I think that's ECCG. That's what's called. Okay, so it's an abbreviation for whatever. So you can check it out on Google. Okay, so that's is it has ECCG and it also has something else I forgot. It's whatever it's called. It has a calming effect on you. They actually sell separately in capsules. It, it's more in. green tea. And also, coffee can raise your blood pressure, so can black tea, but green tea lowers your blood pressure. Well, coffee eventually, I think it has blood pressure lowering effect eventually when it's gonna make you urinate, because coffee by nature is diuretic. That's different. But in case of a green tea, as soon as you drink, it doesn't. It has very minimum amount of caffeine to start with, but ECCG and other antioxidant, you can just feel it. It would not only would make you urinate, that then you get a that secondary effect benefit of a lowering of blood pressure. But as soon as you drink, it has some other stuff. It would dilate your arteries, or I don't know what exact the process it does. It lowers your blood pressure. So that quality green tea has that coffee and black tea does have, but it has a lower capacity to that. All right, now we're gonna come to the next topic of which has the most antioxidant. Well, it depends uh, how you make it. The way I make my black tea, Assam tea, it would have a way too much antioxidant compared to coffee or green tea. But I think if you compare green tea and coffee, I really don't know who's gonna be winner in antioxidant. But the health effects, I think, of coffee would be much better than green tea, because its detoxifying effect on liver alone is just works immediately, to the point where some actually doctors, they were prescribing to their patients as what you call, uh, they take implants like a rectum implants. There's a word for enemas. They were taking enemas. They're very supposed to be very effective actually. For coffee enema, they're very detoxifying. They said they measured it, and it moves the bile or whatever. Okay, you can do your own research. I'm not a doctor. Remember, I am talking trash. All right. So I would say related to liver, coffee beats both of them. Now, compared to antioxidant, the way I make my black tea, the Assam tea, I do put milk in it, because that's the recipe I always use. Without the milk, it has very strange. It's got bad taste to it. So I add 1 cup of milk in my 1 cup of tea. 1 full cup of milk, whole milk. Not, if you use a low-fat milk, it would have not a regular Indian Pakistani tea taste. You would not have that taste, and the taste in black tea is everything. Okay, so now, uh, so for black tea, Assam tea, what I do is I use a 1 cup of whole milk. Cow milk or goat milk would have an absolutely stunning taste, and I can actually tell the taste is different. Goat milk, again, whole milk, not low fat milk or no fat. No, the fat is the one that gives you the taste, and also it is saturated fat in it. It grabs onto some of the ingredient black tea and it enhances it. Now I remember what I told you before. Milk lowers uh, the capacity of antioxidant being absorbed by your body. But now we're gonna finish the recipe in the black tea, Assam tea. In Assam tea, I add cloves. Then I add a special black pepper from India. It's a pepper longam. It's only available. It grows in India. But okay, so that's, and it's very expensive, like a $60 per pound. But you can use a round, small, regular black pepper. But that pepper longum is extremely high in antioxidant, and it has this earthy, multiple layer of a taste. You just can't beat that. Pepper longum. All right, now next. So we got cloves in our black tea, cloves, pepper longum, full tablespoon of Sri Lankan uh, cinnamon. Remember the most of the cinnamon that's available in America or around the globe, that's not a Sri Lankan uh, cinnamon. That's a Indonesian or Vietnamese, or even in India they grow that other different cheaper version. But the one which is it is compared to the other cheaper version, the good version, expensive version, the Sri Lankan version, they call it a real cinnamon. If you take the whole sticks, you can see they put side by side, or even the photo you Google, the Sri Lankan will be really, the bark would be really, really thin. Thin to the point where you can see the difference easily. Either you had to seen that before, or you can see in the videos, or in the pictures. And you make sure when you buy that, if you're spending extra money, because the real cinnamon, the Sri Lankan cinnamon in it's almost $60 per pound. Certified organic, you need certified organic because they use a lot of sprays in other second world countries where they grow, and there are not too many people. I mean, it's just bad. So you got to make sure you buy from a reputable company. And now, so the real cinnamon has a real benefit. The other Indonesian one, it's actually mildly toxic. Not only it has not benefit of a real cinnamon, it is actually mildly toxic. So okay, so now also you gotta make sure that you buy which is not very old, because as the time passes by, the cinnamon, these volatile oils, they lose their capacity, and especially if it's ground, you lose. But one full tablespoonful, and you put it in. You can maybe start with one teaspoonful, because I have developed a already immunity to all these herbs, and that's different. But even one teaspoonful of a real cinnamon you put in, then star anise. Okay, so you got so far cloves, pepper longum, real cinnamon, star anise, and a pinch of nutmeg. And let's see, yeah, pinch of nutmeg. All right, and you have a goat milk or whole cow milk, and then you cook it with the 2 tablespoonful of Assam black tea, and then you let it cook. The secret is in a let it just cook. And the Assam tea, you need to buy a organic one, because the other versions, they are not really organic, and from a reputable, they spray a lot of stuff on it. You know, so you gotta make sure you do your research. Buy organic Assam tea, and the version of Assam tea has the best kick it gives you. All right, so you got all these ingredients, you let it cook, and Assam tea has this aroma. Even before you cook, you open the bag, you should feel aroma. I've been drinking this Assam tea for a long period of time. I know it should have been used, but anytime I open the bag before I put it in, and then you get extra aroma. I get that because I pay like almost $30 per pound for Assam certified tea from Mountain Rose. So that's very the qualities, everything in herbs, because the pesticides are bad. All right, so now you let that cook. Now this cooking is, I don't know. I take my time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Gonna have this uh, darkish, orangish color, and then when it's done, you pour in your cup, and I add a 1 teaspoonful of buckwheat honey. Now that cup, I think very few things can come close to the antioxidant capacity of this special combo. This I mentioned to you, Assam cup. Once you drink that 9 o'clock, you shouldn't be hungry until 2 or 3 in the evening. So that one is extremely, that has, I think, is the most benefit. Uh, all right, so we're gonna wrap up our video, my friends, and until we meet the next time.